we have a Little League World Series. Full steam ahead.
Do me a favor, sit back and enjoy.
Good inning, let's go. There is nothing that brings as much joy as the Little League World Series.
Welcome to the Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. The road to Williamsport begins today for Missouri and South Dakota. The first game for each of these two, the second game of the Midwest Regional overall. And here we'll take a look at some of the rules that dictate these Little League games. Minimum mandatory play, so everyone is going to get a fair shot in this game. And it's a 6-inning game, but with extras, we could see the ghost runner on second and all that fun up in the majors. Earlier today, North Dakota played Minnesota. A tight game until this 3-run double from Henry Shum. Shrum also had 4 1/3 strong innings on the mound to lead North Dakota to the win. And now with Fargo at 1-0, it's Missouri and South Dakota playing to go up against North Dakota in a couple of days. The winner of the 2 morning early afternoon games playing each other. We'll see what Missouri trots out to try and get the job done. It starts with Brayton Robinson, one of 3 left-handed bats to begin it, and Brayton, the son of manager David Robinson. Brayton tries to set the table for this Missouri offense against Paxton Parrish, right-hander on the mound, or pardon me, Eli Hart. Paxton Parrish will oppose him. Hart's favorite thing in Little League is hitting homers, but he's going to be called on to play well on both sides of the ball. He gets to do a little more Rafi Devers action coming up in the bottom half.
Starting on the mound for South Dakota, number 10, Eli Hart. And leading off our game for Missouri, second baseman, number 5, Brayton Robinson.
Brayton Robinson leads off and pulls back his bunt. We're underway with a 1-0 count. Robinson takes outside again, 2-0. The 11-year-old Brayton Robinson playing second today. He can also play the outfield and pitch. Good eye, ahead in the count early. Favorite baseball player for Robinson is Ronald Acuna Jr. Now, he's not a Braves fan, he is a Cardinals fan, but it's hard not to like Ronald Acuna Jr. Ball 4. Leadoff walk for Robinson and Missouri. Here comes Brady Holland.
The center fielder, number 10, Brady Holland.
5-foot Eli Hart on the mound, taking on Holland. Hart's the youngest of 4 brothers. Still trying to find his command early on in the game. Pop up foul territory. No, it's drifting fair near the third baseman, Edwards. Nice catch. 1 out.
#24, the catcher, Lakin Johnson.
1 on and 1 out for Lakin Johnson. Just underway in Whitestown. Nice pitch for 0-1 from Eli Hart. And now he's ahead 0-2 on Lakin Johnson. A big fan of the Twins and a big fan of Byron Buxton, his favorite athlete. Johnson also enjoys Avengers movies and Marvel movies in general. His favorite Marvel movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. a basketball and football player outside of his baseball exploits. 1-2. Strong take. And now all the way to the backstop. Robinson off to second. A chance to knock in a run. 3-2. Ball 4. Johnson fell behind early but fought out of it. 2 walks already for Missouri. Team playing out of Webb City.
The left fielder, 25, Jackson Kent.
Western Missouri, southwestern Missouri. Jackson Kent cuts and misses. Incredibly close to Kansas and very close to Oklahoma as well. Time called as some of the equipment from Lake and Johnson is being handed off. He's the runner at first. Brayton Robinson runs at second. 0-1. Did he go? He did, says home plate umpire Dwight Stevens. 0-2. Alongside Stevens, Mike Kilroy is at first. Bradley Nelson umps second. And Leanna Ricks is at third. Oh-2. Fouled into the backstop. Strong take there. Swing and a miss. First strikeout today for Eli Hart, and the Sioux Falls crowd loves it. 2 outs.
Right fielder, Slade Stifler.
Looked like a changeup low, perfectly located. Here's Slade Stifler. Upstairs. Poked to the mound. And that's the 3rd out, looking for 4, but Eli Hart does enough to strand 2 base runners. And South Dakota headed to the plate for the first time at this Midwest Regional.
Now for South Dakota's number 10, Eli.
The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile. Get coverage beyond the expected. Stream in the air and abroad on us so you can stay in the game. First time that South Dakota is coming to the plate, taking on Webb City's Missouri squad. South Dakota leading off Tanner Sharon, and the top 3 batters will go up against Paxton Parrish and that Missouri defense. There's Sharon, who starts off the lineup here. We just saw Eli Hart on the mound. He's hitting cleanup because he's got a ton of power. Hart hit 12 home runs in his Little League season this year, so if he gets up with people on, watch out. And Tanner Sharon is the first to try and get on today to set up Eli Hart. Up against Paxton Parrish, 5'5" right-hander from Webb City. Idolizes Shohei Ohtani. Parrish's favorite sport to play is baseball, although he likes watching football. After Sharon, Parrish will go up against Evan Edwards and Talek Schlimgen. There's Missouri, who threatened in the top of the first with a pair of walks but could not score. And I'm not sure these two were really all that worried about it anyway. Having their fun here in Whitestown in the bleachers. It's been a great group of fans here on day one. Families, extended families, making in some cases long car and bus trips all the way from the Dakotas or Missouri or elsewhere here and at the ballpark in Whitestown. There's Joe Repp, South Dakota manager. He'll be coaching third base today for the South Dakota squad out of Sioux Falls that gets ready to go and bat here in the bottom of the first. Final warm-ups are done. Sioux Falls, a strong city in the Little League scene in South Dakota. The last time that there was a qualifier, the last two times that there was a qualifier to the Little League World Series from South Dakota, it was Sioux Falls in 2021 and then in 2017. Tanner Sharon against Paxton Parrish. And Parrish misses high, 1-0. When Sharon isn't eating his favorite food, tacos, you could catch him reading his favorite book, Holes, or maybe watching Miracle, his favorite movie. Right now, he's watching pitches like a pro. One away from a leadoff walk. There's strike one. Paxton Parrish responds. He's saying shove aside the tacos. His favorite food is chicken wings. High ball 4. Sharon flips away the bat and is down to first. Early on, Lakin Johnson, the catcher for South Dakota, or pardon me, Missouri, with a brief discussion with his pitcher, Paxton Parrish. Now Evan Edwards. He's E-Money or E-Cash. 5'4", 12-year-old. Ball to the backstop. Sharon to second. South Dakota with an early runner in scoring position, and maybe they think about the bunt to try and set up an early lead. It is the top of their order. Edwards just looked for signs from Rep. Looks like he's swinging away, no bunt needed. Another ball to the backstop, and Sharon is all the way to third. A 3-0 count for Edwards. Does he have the green light with nobody out and a runner on third? He does, and he swings and misses. Edwards, a big LA Dodger fan. It's a called strike 2. Wearing similar colors to his idol, Cody Bellinger. Meanwhile, Parrish with a strong bounce back after falling behind 3-0. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What a great job battling there from Paxton Parrish, not wavering when he was down 3-0.
Talek Schlimgen.
And just powers a fastball by the number 2 hitter in the South Dakota lineup. Talek Schlimgen. All of a sudden, Parrish on a roll. Schlimgen plays all over the diamond, outfield, pitcher, short like he is today, and then first base. Fouls it into the netting, 0-2. Schlimgen's the youngest sibling of 4. 2 older sisters and an older brother. O2. Outside. Manager describes Schlimgen as one of the big sticks in this lineup. Joe Remp says he does a lot on offense, and he's also pitched in some crucial games. We'll see if maybe they want to use him later on. This is a big spot, though, for a big stick. A fly ball, a ground ball could score a run. Infield plays back for Missouri, corners it. And another foul ball. Swing and a miss. How about Paxton Parrish? After letting the leadoff batter go to third with nobody out, he responds with 2 strikeouts, and all that stands in his way of stranding Sharon is Eli Hart. 12 home runs in his Little League season. Ball gets away, sprinting home Sharon, 1-0 South Dakota. Balls to the backstop, got 270 of the 360, or 60 feet bases, so 180 of the feet there. Advanced twice on wild pitches and once on a pass ball. So now the base is empty with 2 outs for Eli Hart. Parrish with a strike. One. This is low and away, and now it's 2-1. Paxton Parrish, a big fan of the rapper DaBaby. Kicks and deals. Strike 2. A run allowed in this inning, but Parrish can strike out 3 in a row with 1 more strike. It's Eli Hart up against him. Two. High ball 3. Shortstop Bryce Stevens encouraging his pitcher. 3-2. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away, and that should be, oh no! A throw down to first. Okay, there's the out. What a wild play to end this first inning. South Dakota on the board. Tanner Sharon with a walk and savvy base run. Second game of 4 today as we open up the Midwest Regional. And those are the boys from Pittsburgh, Kansas. They are getting set to play against Iowa today at 4 p.m. on ESPN+. In fact, Pittsburgh, Kansas and Webb City, Missouri, the home of the Missouri team, on the field right now, are shockingly close. They are basically neighbor cities on opposite sides of a border. It's only about a half hour from Webb City, Missouri to Pittsburgh, Kansas. So maybe there's a little bit of familiarity. Maybe they've played against each other. We'll just have to find out later in the tournament if they meet. For now, Eli Hart gets a first pitch swinging strike against Brody Jackson, 0-1. Wow, that's my dream job too. Chicken nugget taste tester. I guess it could scar you to have a bad nugget, but at the same time, how do you have a bad chicken nugget? So I'm going to join Brody Jackson there with the dream occupation. Jackson grounds the ball softly to third, picked up by Edwards. Nice stretch over at first. Cade Oki going near splits to retire Jackson. 1 out.
First baseman, number 1, Brock Holstein.
And that's about as deep out toward the throw as you're going to get. Brock Holstein is up right now, but Edwards with a nice throw from third, and Oki with a beautiful play over at first. Holstein swings and misses to even up the count. Also goes by B-Rock. Brock's parents, Nathan and Amber, both work in schools, a teacher and a librarian. That's ball 4. No hits yet for Missouri, but their third walk so far. Here comes Bryce Stevens.
Number 4, Bryce Stevens.
Stevens is the youngest of 3, an older brother and an older sister. Big fan of Salvador Perez. Hard not to be when he led the majors in home runs last year for the closest team to Webb City, the Kansas City Royals. Poked through the left side of the infield, base hit. Kind of a 3/4 swing from Stevens. He almost directed that ball in between the shortstop and third baseman, and Missouri has its first hit of the day.
15.
Just held the bat out there and got the exit velo he needed on that one to put 2 on with 1 out. Familiar position for Missouri, who had first and second with 1 out in the first. High to Paxton Parrish, the Missouri pitcher. Last inning, though, South Dakota pitcher Eli Hart found a way out of the jam. He's down 2-0 to Parrish quickly. There he gets called strike 1. Two 1. 2-2. Forceful motion from the pitcher Hart, who kicks up dirt as he throws, and he strikes out his pitching counterpart. 2 down in the second on the second strikeout today for Eli Hart.
On top of the Missouri lineup, and the second baseman, number 5, Brayton Robinson.
Called strike on the outside corner to Brayton Robinson. Both runners move up a base. Called strike 2. Robinson walked on 5 pitches in the first. He's facing more strikes now, and he gives it back to the mound. Nice stop by Hart, who throws over to first. South Dakota fired up. They're up one. They look to add when we return in the bottom of the second on ESPN Plus. Welcome back to the Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Bottom of the second inning, warm-ups are coming to a close. I'm Ben Schulman. It's South Dakota and Missouri. Right now, Sioux Falls batting against Webb City. It's South Dakota leading despite the fact they did not pick up a hit against Paxton Parish in the bottom of the first. He was honestly pretty phenomenal. He did give up a leadoff walk but struck out the next three, but balls getting away to the backstop gave up 3 bases to Tanner Sharon, who scored for South Dakota. Kate Olkey leads off. Called strike one. Olkey's favorite athlete, Peyton Manning. Big Denver Broncos fan. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 Ks in a row for Paxton Parish. Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with hashtag LLWS. Grady Johnson takes strike 1 with 1 out and nobody on for South Dakota. They are up against a tough pitcher today in Paxton Parish, already with 4 Ks. Grounded to short, scooped up by Stevens. Toss to first is in time. Bryce Stevens converts the 6-3 putout, 2 down. Paxton Parish is an Xbox guy over being a PlayStation kid.
For South Dakota, number 3, Cooper Durrick.
His favorite video game is MLB The Show. Now, back in the olden days, there was no MLB The Show on Xbox. That was only a PlayStation game, but starting to change it up now. Owen Remp, son of South Dakota manager Joe Remp at the plate. High ball 1. Pardon me, Cooper Durrick is up, the pinch hitter in for Remp. Ground ball tips off the glove of Parrish. Nice backup and flip by Brayton Robinson. A 1-2-3 inning for Paxton Parish, who's rolling through 2 innings. Little League doesn't just breed the future stars in Cooperstown, also in Hollywood. A non-mustache Tom Selleck and many others have featured. Luke Bryan, a favorite of a lot of the players here at the Midwest Regional, played as well. So maybe the future Hollywood stars are coming up right now. Perhaps Sajin Haas, who is leading off for Missouri. First pitch is a called strike. Pardon me, Brady Holland grounds it to short. Out. And over to first, 1 out. That paves the way for Lakin Johnson.
Catcher, Lakin Johnson.
He walked in the first inning and was stranded on first. Just high with the curve. They call him Hot Rod Johnson. 5'8", 12-year-old. Ground ball to second base. Throw over to first. Nice play from Bark to Olkey. 2 outs. Pitching dominating this game early on, and defense as well. Only 1 hit total.
Jackson Kent.
Jackson Kent looks to change that. Outside, 1-0. Well, you thought 5'8" was a tall player. 5'11", 12-year-old Jackson Kent. From Joplin, Missouri, just outside of Webb City. Big cut and a miss. Now the count's 2-2 against Jackson Kent, whose favorite TV show is Friends. Might be playing some Clash Royale on his phone while he's watching as well. Two-two. Fouled off his foot. Eli Hart has retired 4 batters in a row. This could get him through 3 scoreless. It will. 3rd K today for Eli Hart, and South Dakota is still on top. Bottom of the 3rd coming up next with South.
Williamsport, Pennsylvania is the center of the world.
There is magic in the left arm of Gavin Weir.
He knows how to put hitters away. You see him snap it off. You see the movement.
He has struck out 10 batters in a row.
That is 8.
15 of them in 5 2/3. Snaps it off to complete a no-hitter for Gavin Weir. His human dominance.
An absolutely outstanding performance coming out of South Dakota for Gavin Weir in the last Little League World Series, the no-hitter. Not to mention, in that 15 strikeout, 5 2/3 innings appearance, he also hit a 3-run home run. He's from Sioux Falls. So is Sajin Haas, the leadoff batter for Sioux Falls in the bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back to Whitestown. I'm Ben Schulman. South Dakota searches for its first hit, but they lead 1-0. Swing and a miss from Haas. They call him Ragin' Sajin Haas. Maybe a future career at Louisiana Lafayette in the works. 0-1. He's got pretty good sports idols. Just saw Shohei Ohtani. Also a big fan of Stephen Curry. Outfield is playing him to hit the ball the opposite way. Center fielder Holland in right center. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts today for Paxton Parrish. K'd 4 in a row from the 1st to 2nd innings.
Number 6, second baseman.
Now he faces his 9th batter of the game. Dawson Bark looking for signs. Middle infielder, center fielder, and pitcher. He's the youngest of 3 siblings, older brother and older sister. While Barry Bonds is his favorite player all time, Javi Baez is his current favorite player. A lot of players were asked, where would you want to travel most in the world? And you got a lot of sensible answers, from Paris to the Bahamas to Japan. But Bark was right to the point. Williamsport is the place that he wants to travel most. Now faces a full count. Three-two. Swing and a miss, strike three. 6 Ks one time through the order for Paxton Parrish. And he's doing it a lot of the time the simple way, just putting a fastball over and daring hitters to go at it.
Number 2, Tanner Sharon.
Only guy that Parrish did not retire so far in this game, Tanner Sharon at the plate. Sharon walked to start this game and then made it all the way around from first on wild pitches and pass balls. Finding that outside corner, it's 0-2. Paxton Parrish can strike out the side in order with this pitch. Misses wide. Sharon looked to his manager, Joe Remp, and then into the dugout for a moment. Looked like it was a breaking ball coming out of the hand, but it slipped out of the hand of Paxton Parrish. The 50-pitch benchmark is looming. If you surpass that, you have to rest for 3 days. Outside from Parrish to make it 3-2. It's a juggling act with the pitch counts. If Parrish can get out of this inning, he might finish his day despite 3 solid innings. 3-2 lined over the head of Holstein and down in right field. First base hit today for South Dakota. Tanner Sharon is on base again.
Third baseman Evan Edwards.
He had been working outside for the majority of the at-bat, left that one a little bit over the plate. Good recognition from Sharon to smack it to right field. Evan Edwards up. Big cut at that high fastball. Evan Edwards enjoys helping cook with his family in the kitchen. Outside of cooking and baseball, he's a big fan of fishing. He also plays football competitively. 1-2. Rope to left field. Back-to-back hits for South Dakota. After 8 retired in a row, 6 of them via strikeout. Second time through, South Dakota all over it. Clean line drive in between short and third. Now, fortunate though for Parrish that this is coming up pitch 50. Or pardon me, that's pitch 51. So he has moved into the 51 to 65 pitches threshold, which means that he will have to have 3 days of rest before pitching again. Just high. In their first matchup, Parrish struck out Schlimgin swinging. Swing and a miss there, it's 1-2. The highlight of Parrish's season this year was one game where he had 11 strikeouts in 4 innings. He searches for 7 in 3 innings and gets it. 3 Ks in the inning for Paxton Parrish. He is keeping Missouri in it. It's a 1-run. Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN are presented by T-Mobile. It's the top of the 4th inning, and South Dakota holding on to a lead over Missouri in part to strong pitching from Eli Hart. He's retired 5 in a row, struck out 3 on the day, and he is trying to book a ticket for a rivalry matchup. South Dakota with a win on North Dakota couple of days. This game will play tomorrow against Minnesota. Slade Stifler leads off. Strike 1. Ground ball up the middle. Schlimgin to first. Nice play on the run from Talek Schlimgin, the shortstop. It's been a contrast of styles a little bit. 3 strikeouts for Hart is solid, but he has produced a ton of ground balls, already 5 of them in this game. Whereas on the other side, Paxton Parrish, he has struck out 7 in 3 innings. Pinch hitter into the game. Braden Korth is up. A 1. Power pitching from Eli Hart to jump ahead. Fought off into the netting. Eli Hart, a fan of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Here's 0-2. Got him. A looking strikeout for Hart's 4th. Eli Hart's favorite website, Perfect Game, likes to go check out the future prospects perhaps that are going to be entering the majors soon. Maybe he'll end up on Perfect Game one day. Pinch hitter right now is Drake Decker. Hart has now retired 7 in a row. Has not been a base runner since the 2nd inning. But that one is outside. And you start to think about the pitching count of Eli Hart. Pivotal number from 65 to 66. There's a 4-pitch walk.
Number 4, the shortstop, Bryce.
You can see the rest
Stevens.
correlating to the number of pitches. Hart can pitch this one and still only rest 3 days, but past this at bat, unless he gets an out on the next pitch, he's going to have 4 days of rest, which takes you out pretty much until the semifinal. Working quickly though, ahead 0-2 on Bryce Stevens. Today's shortstop for Missouri. Nice pick there behind the plate. Stevens barrels it up. The glove knocked off Hart's hand, and he still recovers to get the out. Eli Hart putting on a show on the mound. He's gone 4 scoreless. Rocket back to the bump, no glove, he doesn't care. Eli Hart is an athlete out there, and his South Dakota team up 1.
There's truly so many things that make Little League special. All the emotions, all the fun in Greenville, North Carolina at the Little League Softball World Series.
Welcome back to Whitestown. Paxton Parrish has put on a show today in quite the pitcher's duel. He and Missouri trail 1-0, but that is despite the fact that Parrish has struck out 7 batters through 3 innings. Speaking of pitcher's duel, Eli Hart, the pitcher for South Dakota, leading off. Eli Hart told us that if he won the lottery, he would give most of it back to his church and the community. He'd save most of it for college, and then he might buy a supercar. I mean, you have to get something for yourself. Hart just ended the top of the 4th inning with a comebacker that actually knocked his glove off, but he managed to get the throw over to first in time. Off the handle foul. Parrish ahead 1-2. The first time these two dueled in the first inning, it was Parrish that came out on top. He's got a ton of strikeouts with the heater today. 1-2. Fastball, strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Paxton Parrish. Want to see some girls with game? Tune in to the excitement of the hashtag Summer of Softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league and more. Beautiful day here in Whitestown. Pinch hitter in for South Dakota, Max Vortherms enters the game. He replaces Cade Volke. High fastball from Parrish. Do they push Parrish past 65 is a question. Difference between 3 and 4 days of rest. He's pitching so well, though, it'd be hard to take him out of the game. He has 8 strikeouts, and he is looking for his 9th. One, two. Off the end of the bat, that gets out of play, foul. From Max Vortherms, whose favorite Gatorade color matches his jersey. He's like a Glacier Freeze Gatorade guy. 1-2. Good eye from Vortherns. Favorite website of the Batter Max Vortherns, and I promise you, I didn't slip him $10 to say this, is ESPN. Fouled it off again. Onto the roof of the press box behind home plate. It's 2-2. Football and basketball player on the side of also playing baseball. He claims to be able to fit 4 baseballs in his hand. Now, we brought that up to his manager, Joe Rem, who legitimately wasn't sure. Didn't discredit it, but wasn't sure. They said they were going to settle it at some point here, so I got to catch up with Joe and figure that one out. 3-2, strike 3 looking. 9 Ks for Paxton Parrish. And at 66 pitches, counting with his last batter at being under the 65 pitch threshold, David Robinson looks like he is going to end the day of Paxton Parrish. It's been a phenomenal performance. If this is it for Parrish, it's the difference between 3 and 4 days of rest, and they will make the switch. Jackson Kent jogs in from left field. It was such an incredible performance in 3 2/3 from Paxton Parrish. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. He barely had to use the defense behind him. 9 strikeouts, including 4 in a row from the first to the second, and then 3 in a row to end his day. He only allowed 2 base hits and 3 base runners overall. He returns to the field and replaces Kent in the outfield. But that's a phenomenal performance and smart managing from Robinson to allow Parrish to return in 3 days rather than in 4 days.
After throwing 66 pitches with a threshold count of 65.
Now 5'11", Jackson Kent on the mound.
And from left field to the mound, number 25.
That's quite the intimidation tactic if he can shake his eyeballs while he's on the mound. He's a big fan of Kobe Bryant because of the work ethic that Kobe is known for. Kent going to work here with 2 outs and the bases empty. It looks like it will be a pinch hitter coming in to take on, oh, look at the big heads, to take on Jackson Kent. Chase Wide is taking swings on deck.
Pinch hitting for South Dakota, number 9, Chase Wide.
So Chase Wide enters for Brody Johnson. New pitcher, new hitter. 5'11" Jackson Kent against 5' Chase Wide. Wide is the youngest of 3, and he's got a similar idol to Kent, not Kobe Bryant, but Michael Jordan. Wide takes a first pitch strike from Kent. 0-1. Outside 1-1. Chase let us in on his dad joke telling talent with a funny joke of his own. 1-1. Called strike 2. Here's Chase's joke. What did the Buffalo say to his son when he went off to college? Bye, son. Like bison. 1-2. Outside. Good eye from Wide. Jackson Kent can pick up where Parrish left off. 2-2. Outside ball 3. White had one game during his Little League regular season this year where he went 4 for 4, all doubles. Played for the Phillies in his regular season, said that was his season highlight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 10 strikeouts for Missouri pitching through 4 innings, but Missouri needs to scratch across a run. They're down 1 through 4.
First base, number 1, Cade Elke. Re-entering behind the plate, number 4, Grady Johnson. And entering
Welcome back to Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. What a beautiful day it is in Whitestown, Indiana, just northwest of Indianapolis. A site that began construction in 2020. They continue to add in the area, but it is a beautiful ballpark for these kids to play in. Missouri batting right now in the top of the 5th inning, and they're looking for a run. Eli White still on the mound, the starter today for South Dakota. He hasn't had the big strikeouts like the Missouri pitchers have, but he's been effective nonetheless. Up against Paxton Parrish. It's actually Andrew Baird pinch hitting with a 1-1 count. Outside, good eye from Baird. Favorite athlete is Randall Cunningham. Baird's an Eagles fan. He's Philly all the way. Phillies fan too. Favorite baseball player, Bryce Harper, fellow left-handed hitter. Now faces a full count. Three-two. Popped up to first. Olkey calls for it loud and proud and brings it in.
number 5, the second baseman, Brayton Robinson.
First pitch to Brayton Robinson, misses. Walked in the first inning, made it to second. If Robinson could meet any baseball player in the world, he'd pick Ken Griffey Jr. because he hits a lot of home runs. Ain't that the truth? 1-1. Brayton Robinson's favorite food is all food. That's got to make his parents happy, including David Robinson, the manager of Missouri. 3-1. Ground ball to short. Schlingen overruns, and that is a base runner for Missouri. In a 1-0 game, you never know what can happen. The go-ahead run to the plate here in the 5th of 6 innings. Ball to the backstop, up to second Robinson. This is how South Dakota took the lead. They had the leadoff runner on in the bottom of the 1st, and he made it around thanks to aggressive base running with balls in the dirt. Yes, Brady Holland did go. It's 1-1. Eli White. Eli Hart, pardon me, with a ball grounded down the first base line. Brady Holland's favorite part of this season so far, winning state. That's what got him here, and now he rips a ball down the right field line. They're giving Robinson the wave, the throw late. Tie game. Brady Holland with an RBI single, and he takes second on the throw. Missouri is right back in it, thanks to their number 2 hitter.
24, the catcher.
Just out of the reach. A good effort and a leap there for Mulkey at first. And a nice throw, but the speed of Brayton Robinson made it a moot point. Look how fired up Brady Holland is there. Lake Johnson up. New ball game. Eli Hart's pitch bounces and gets away. Holland to third. Every run feels like 10 in this game. Only 2 hits either side. And it's because these pitchers have been so strong. 85 is the pitch limit, so this could be the last batter for Hart. And with that miss, it will be the last batter. From Johnson's favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays. At the end of the bat and into the netting, 3-2. Although he is kind of split. It's part Cardinals, part Blue Jays. And his favorite player, former Ray, Brett Phillips. Ball 4. Hot Rod at first. Runners on the corners for Jackson Kent. And that's the day done. What a day it was for Eli Hart. Pitched into the 5th inning, has given South Dakota a chance to win, but over the 85 pitch limit, they turn to Edwards, Evan Edwards, to take over. We are knotted up in the 5th here in Whitestone.
Playing third base and moving from third to the hill, 44, Evan Edwards.
New pitcher into the game for South Dakota. By the way, the baseball regionals, the Little League baseball regionals, are presented by T-Mobile. Evan Edwards on the mound after 4 1/3 innings of good work from Eli Hart. No earned runs, but 1 run in this inning for Missouri, who continues to threaten. First and third with Jackson Kent coming up to take on Edwards, who throws a fastball, a curveball, and a change. Fastball inside, runner takes off for second. Oh, it's a sneak defensive play, and they have Holland caught up between third and home. Here comes the rundown, and the tag is applied. What a play defensively from South Dakota. Bark, the second baseman, stepped in immediately. It was a deke throw from home, and they catch Missouri trying to pull one on them. You could see Johnson wanted a throw to come. Missouri thought they had a play going, but South Dakota read it right away. And then the tag applied by Dawson Bark. So 2 outs and a runner on second. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2, and you steal an out right away. All of a sudden, it's a much better outlook here for the new relief pitcher, Edwards, trying to finish the inning. Shot to first, and a liner caught on his knees by Olkey. He's fired up, so is South Dakota. Missouri tied it up, but South Dakota with a lot of momentum, good pitching, and even better defense. Look at the stab at first base. They're back on the bats when we come back. Second game today in the Midwest Regional. North Dakota won the first tie game here, and so important to secure this first victory in the double elimination tournament. Not only do you not put yourself on the brink of elimination in the elimination bracket, but also you get a day off, which means your pitching staff gets to eat up another day of rest. And for either side here, they would go on, if they won, to play the winner of the first game, so that would be North Dakota, and then whoever loses this game will take on Minnesota. It was 5-2 earlier today, North Dakota over Minnesota. South Dakota still battling, bottom of the fifth. They had led since the top of the first, or bottom of the first, pardon me, but now it's 1-1. First pitch, rocket foul by Remp. Jackson Kent, the reliever, with his second batter faced of his appearance. Struck out his first to end the fourth. And he's just completely on top of you, even with the miss there at 5'11". He's stepping almost to the end of the mound. Good eye, though, from Ramp, who's ahead in the count. Two-one. Poke foul, 2-2. Rep's a drinker of Glacier Cherry Gatorade. They have so many more Gatorade flavors than they used to have. Two-two. Did he go? He did not, says Mike Kilroy. It's the first appeal we've had all day. It's 3-2. First time at the plate for Owen Remp, pinch hit for last time and then re-entered. 3-2. Ball four. In a game where base runners have been sparing, that's a big one, a leadoff walk.
'34, the left fielder, Henrik Corton.
Henrik Corton hitting now in the spot originally occupied by Sage Haas. Corton, the older brother of Manny. A Chicago sports fan, not just the Cubs, his favorite team overall in sports is the Blackhawks. Puts down a bunt first base side. This is going to be a tough play. Kent throws to first. Got him. Sacrifice works to get Remp to second, but an impressive play from the pitcher, scrambling all the way near home plate and making the throw. So tough when your throw is almost in line with the base runner, and yet he managed to keep it inside the line. Time called, and Joe Remp is coming out to talk to home plate umpire Dwight Stevens. And they are going to ask for a review on that play at first base. Close play on the bunt by Henrik Corton. And Joe Remp thinks that they might have had it. Let's see. You need 100% indisputable evidence. It's close, but if I had to lean in a direction, I think I'd probably lean out. Let's take another look, and it looks like the squeeze just comes in before the foot. The call on the field was out, so it has to be 100% the other way. And Corton doing his best with a lunging step. Oh, that's close. I don't know. Current situation is 1 out and a runner on second. Should they overturn it, it would be nobody out and first and second. Call made at first base by Mike Kilroy. They're still looking at it over near the first base dugout. Dwight Stevens, the home plate ump, with the headset on. Through multiple watches, for me, it would be hard to say 100% either way. I would lean that the call stands on the field. Is his foot on the bag there? Not sure. The review continues in this 1-1 game in the 5th. Frame by frame, again close. And they rule that the runner is out. So it is going to be a sacrifice bunt for Henrik Corton. And a runner in scoring position.
18, Henry Schmitz.
Now a pinch hitter, Henry Schmitz, at the plate in a big spot. First pitch strike from Kent. Go-ahead run is on second base. Owen Remp, who walked to lead off the inning. Good eye. Jackson Kent, the pitcher, his favorite emoji is the expressionless face, straight lines for the eyes and mouth. He looks stoic here in a pressure situation, and he's pitching like he doesn't have any pressure on him. It's 1-2. Time called at the plate. One, two. High. Schmitz, the batter. His special talent, baking and cooking. Strike three looking. 11 strikeouts overall for Missouri pitching today. 2 for Kent and 2 down.
The center fielder, number 2, Tanner Sharon.
Tanner Sharon with a chance to put Sioux Falls in front. Getting to come here to Indianapolis is the highlight of his season, he said, and he's treated it like it. A hit and a walk today. He's accounted for half of the base runners for South Dakota. Outside of his hit and walk, Evan Edwards has a single, and Owen Remp walked to start this inning. He's on second. 2-0. Low and away, 3-0. The aforementioned Evan Edwards is due up next. Strike one. Missouri versus South Dakota. Sharon said he'd enjoy most beating people from other states in this tournament. Well, he's going to meet someone new at first base because he has another walk. Actually familiar at this point. 3rd time today that Sharon has made it down to first.
44, the pitcher, Evan Edwards.
Evan Edwards, recently brought in as the pitcher. Destroys a ball to left. If it's fair, it's gone. It's gone. A 3-run jack for Evan Edwards. South Dakota back in front. Teammates all over him as he heads to the dugout. This game had been within one until now. Largest lead for either side. It's South Dakota up 3.
Number 5, the shortstop, Schlimgen.
What a clutch hit from Evan Edwards with 2 outs. David Robinson speaking to his pitcher, Jackson Kent, who had been really strong. It was just that one pitch that Edwards found and lifted out of the park. Our first home run of the 2022 Midwest Regional. And it doesn't look like a pitching change is going to be made. They're just talking to Kent before this at-bat against Talek Schlimgen. So Edwards' home run has now set up an opportunity where he is going to come back out and potentially pitch in the 6th for the win. Swing and a miss from Schlimgen, 0-1. What a great moment for Sioux Falls. Potentially setting up what should be a spirited matchup on Sunday. North Dakota is waiting for the winner of this game, and South Dakota is up 4-1. 0-2. Poke foul. Good piece of hitting to just put the barrel out there and stay alive by Talek Schlimgen. Only 3 hits for Sioux Falls. 4 runs on 3 hits and an error, as opposed to 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for Missouri. Fly ball to right. Stifler coming in and going out. Robinson at second base makes the catch to end the inning. This game was tied. It is no longer tied. And Evan Edwards is the guy to put his stamp on it. Inside fastball, sent it to the pond. South Dakota hits the first home run of the Midwest Regional in 2022, and they lead 4-1. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile. Get coverage beyond the expected. Stream in the air and abroad on us so you can stay in the game. South Dakota has done more than stay in this game. They lead, trying to close it out in the top of the 6th inning. Appreciate you hanging out with us today in Whitestown on ESPN+. I'm Ben Schulman. This was a 1-0 game for a while. Then Missouri tied it up in the top of the 5th to make it 1-1. But Evan Edwards, who's on the mound to try and finish it, pumped a 3-run home run to left field in the bottom of the 5th. Now he starts against Camden Newberry, pinch hitter. Bunt shown, pulled back, 1-0. Back into the game defensively for South Dakota is Dawson Bark, the second baseman, who's been clutch today for South Dakota. Bunt shown again, pulled back again, 2-0. Bark had a diving stop earlier in the game, and then when Edwards first came in, executed a nice play to snuff out a 1st and 3rd steal. 2-0, there's a called strike. 2-1. Ground ball to first, onto his knees. Oki with the stop. He's played a good first base today, too. Sure-handed, making sure his body was in front of it just in case. And Evan Edwards is 1/3 of the way to a win. Oki caught a line drive to end the fifth. Had it gotten past him, a run would have scored, and it would have been 2-1 Missouri. Instead, now it's 4-1 South Dakota. First pitch strike. Brody Jackson, 0 for 1 looking for his first hit. A 5-2 game earlier today between Minnesota and North Dakota on a big 3 RBI hit. That was a double from Henry Strum of North Dakota. Today or later today, it's Evan Edwards with a 3-run homer for South Dakota. Strike 2, and it's looking more and more like the similarly named states are on a crash course for each other on Sunday. 2-2. Nice job to foul it back by Brody Jackson. And another foul off from Johnson. Kansas City Chiefs and St. Louis Cardinals fan. Favorite athlete is Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Like Kelce does in the trenches, a battle here put up by Brody Jackson. Still a game within reach for Missouri. You get 2 runners on and the tying run comes up. Ground ball to second. There's Bark over to first. Another strong play from the second baseman. 2 outs. 1 more for South Dakota to book a date with North Dakota at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
The first baseman, number 1, Brock Holstein.
Brock Holstein back in. He walked in the second. South Dakota led from the first to the fifth, briefly had it tied, but lead again. Not an easy trip for them, driving up in 2 different vans from South Dakota. Kids having fun in the back. Coaches keeping order in the front, but they're here and they're playing well. 2-1 from Edwards is strike 2. 1 away from closing out an opening win here at the Midwest Regional. Edwards had the 3-run shot in the bottom of the 5th. His 2-2 grounded to short off the glove of Schlimkin, and that's another life here in the top of the 6th inning for Missouri. They will take anything they can get, and that's a base runner right now for Missouri with Bryce Stevens at the plate.
Bryce Stevens.
He has one of the 2 Missouri hits today. First pitch strike. Just challenged Stevens with a fastball. A big reason South Dakota's on top. The starting pitcher today, Eli Hart, who didn't give up an earned run in 4 1/3. Ball to the backstop, throw down to second, just late. And they say that Holstein left early, so he goes back to first. A huge crowd of South Dakota fans wearing matching blue shirts as that one goes off the head of Stevens. He tosses his bat and jogs down. It's great to see that he appears to be okay. Gets a high five from Olkey, the first baseman for South Dakota, but obviously want to take a second just to make sure he's okay. He gives 2 thumbs up to home plate umpire Dwight Stevens. So that is great news. And for Missouri, although it might have not been the way they planned it, they have the tying run at the plate.
11, Andrew Baird.
Andrew Baird is up. First pitch strike. We just saw the first home run of this region coming in the bottom of the 5th. The second one would make waves for Missouri. Ground ball up the middle, base hit into center field. Holstein given the wave, he scores, and everyone advances a base on the throw. We have a ball game. It's 4-2, and the tying run is in scoring position for Missouri. Mizzou won't quit. A ground ball snuck up the middle. Potts Holstein and gets Stevens to third. And now the top of the order. With the game on the line, Braden Robinson. Reached base safely twice. Walked once and reached once on an error. Edwards, strike 1. A single can score 2. Good speed on second and Baird. Inside. This looked to be wrapped up for South Dakota a couple minutes ago. Ball gets away! And there's another run for Missouri. Bryce Stevens scores. 1-run ball game. Baird is up to third, and Joe Rep is going out to the mound to check on his pitcher, Evan Edwards. There were 2 outs and nobody on base. Holstein reached on an error, then a hit by pitch with 2 strikes, and now a single and a wild pitch have made it a 1-run game. Missouri showing a lot of fight here in the top of the 6th inning. Braden Robinson just had a conversation with his dad and manager, David Robinson. The 2-1, strike 2. For the 3rd time, Missouri down to its final strike. 1-run game. Ground ball, foul ball! Baird scores, we are tied! Braden Robinson, with ice in his veins, screams back to the first base dugout.
Center fielder, number 10.
Just minutes ago, it looked like they were done, but Braden Robinson swats a ball off the third base bag to score a run. It's 4-4. Pitch gets away. Robinson up to second. A 3-run top of the 6th to respond to South Dakota's 3-run bottom, and Robinson can barely contain his energy. Smack foul by Brady Holland. And now the pitch count also becoming a bit of a factor here for Edwards. In a couple of pitches, he would be now on the threshold where he has to rest 2 days before pitching again. It's 36, that means you have to take 2 days of rest. Unless this were his last batter, then he could still qualify for only one. Getting one more out though, the main goal. Fly to center, off the glove. Robinson rounds third, he scores. Missouri leads for the first time today, and it's in the top of the 6th. What an improbable comeback with 2 outs and nobody on. Missouri sends the next 5 on base, scoring 4 runs and own a 5-4 lead. Brady Holland comes up with the knock that scores the go-ahead run. Joe Remp out to the mound, and that will mean a pitching change is being made. This game was completely different minutes ago. There were 2 outs and nobody on base, but Missouri believed in themselves, and it has paid off to a 4-run rally. South Dakota still looks for one more out before they try to mount a comeback. Indiana, what a top of the 6th inning we've had here between Missouri and South Dakota. South Dakota entered this frame up 4-1. The first 2 batters retired quickly, and then a couple of errors, a couple of clutch hits have swung this game. 4 runs with 2 outs for Missouri, and Lake Johnson's up trying to add on. Olkey on the mound for South Dakota. It's fouled into the netting. The pitcher Edwards heads over to short, and Schlemgen heads from short to first. Now South Dakota with a chance to come back themselves in the bottom of the 6th. Two-one. Ball strike 2. 3 different times in the inning, Missouri was down to its final strike, and yet they persevered to put up 4 in the frame. Home plate umpire Dwight Stevens calls time. Two-two. Foul ball. Lake Johnson with 2 walks today. Also a ground out. Another ball fouled back. Just missed that one as he hit it straight back into the netting. Two-two. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Missouri with the most remarkable comeback. Down 4-1 to start the inning. Get a clutch single there to put the game within reach at 4-2. That came from Andrew Baird. And then Brayton Robinson with a single of his own tied the game before this fly ball from Brady Holland gave Missouri the lead. 5-4, bottom of the 6th next. A half inning to go in a back-and-forth game in Whitestown. Missouri's 4-run top of the 6th inning erased a 3-run bottom of the 5th from South Dakota, and now it's Sioux Falls looking for a comeback. You just saw the boys from Davenport Southeast representing Iowa. They are taking on J.L. Hutchinson Little League from Pittsburgh, Kansas, coming up following this game. That one will start at 4 p.m. again on ESPN+. But we still have some business to settle between South Dakota and Missouri. Jackson Kent back on the mound to take on Eli Hart. Last time Kent was on the bump, he walked off and probably thought he wasn't going to return there. His team was down 4-1. But they managed a 4-run comeback, all with 2 outs. Eli Hart, star pitcher for South Dakota today, looking for his first time on base. 1-2. The 5'11" righty deals and misses outside. Gets by far the tallest player in this game. 2-2. Outside ball 3. It's a pretty good shot to be the tallest player in this regional too. Three-two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big strikeout to start the inning from Jackson Kent. Power heater up in the zone. A pitch that had a chance to be hit, but the velocity and the length of the stride from Kent, so intimidating. There's a first pitch strike to Olkey. They called on Cade Olkey to finish the top of the 6th. 0-2. Kent pitching with confidence. At one point it looked like Jackson Kent might be pitching with a loss on his record. Now he's going for the win. Fastball low, good take from Olkey. Missouri side thought they had strike 3. Two-two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One more out is all Jackson Kent needs to complete this miracle Missouri comeback. But don't count out South Dakota. Missouri was in this exact same spot. Down with nobody on and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Brady Johnson is up. Strike 2. The fastball zipping in harder and harder for Jackson Kent, who needs one more strike to end this game. The 0-2 pitch. Misses low and away. Joe Rep, the South Dakota manager, saying don't give in to his batter Johnson. Don't expand the zone. 1-2. High. 2-2. The Missouri fan section is ready to explode. The kids on the field can barely contain themselves, hyping up the crowd, bouncing around. They are ready to mob Jackson Kent. 2-2. Strike 3 looking. Ball game, Missouri. What an improbable comeback. Down 4-1 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. They rally for 4 straight and win game 1 and also finish it off with a strikeout of the side from Jackson Kent. He ends the day with 5 Ks and picks up the win. What a day it was for Missouri. A 5-4 win. They are headed to play North Dakota 10 a.m. on Sunday. On the other side, Minnesota will play South Dakota tomorrow at 1. Entertaining first 2 games here. And the Midwest Regional appreciate you tuning in for some action here. There are still 2 more games to go. Kansas and Iowa. Follow us at 4 p.m. on ESPN Plus. For our whole crew and producer Kevin Clark, I'm Ben Schulman, and we hope you continue with us here on ESPN Plus for the rest of the Midwest League Regional and the rest of the regionals here, heading up to the Little League Baseball World Series. Whew.